Hey everyone, what's going on? It's Mike back with another episode of Habitual Finance. And this week, what I want to talk to you about is emergency funds and why they are so important. And you'll probably realize why I made this video this week, because we are in the middle of the coronavirus outbreak. Now, I think it's definitely getting blown a little out of proportion, but what are you going to do? We're all getting affected by it. So this is a great time to have an emergency fund in place. If you don't, it's too late. Unless you're still working and you're still earning income. Maybe you could sock away some money just in case, some last minute money. But you want to have been prepared for this for months, years, etc. So you don't have to worry if something happens. Right now where I live, they're starting to shut down schools, businesses, and companies like mine are saying work from home if you can. So for me, I'm lucky. I have a laptop. I can work from home. I can access our server still, and my company's still going to pay me. But some people don't have that luxury. Some people have different jobs that aren't within the office, and they need to be there working. And if we end up like Italy, where we're on 24-hour lockdown until further notice, your company's not going to pay you, and so where are you going to get income from? Now, I know a lot of utility companies and mortgage loaners and everything have been reaching out to people saying, kind of like a relief, like you don't have to pay this month's bill, or we're going to waive it for now, there's no penalty, but you're going to have to pay it eventually. Just because, your gas company said you don't have to pay your bill this month doesn't mean that they're not going to tack it on to next month, right? Or break it up into other separate months. Whatever they decide to do, you're still going to have to pay it. It's nice that they're doing that, but you want to just be able to continually pay it month by month like you were, and ideally not interrupt your flow. Because when this all blows over, and everyone's trying to readjust back to their lives, it's just one less thing you have to worry about. You're going to get that bill when this is all over and be like, oh, well, there's 3 months worth of expenses on this bill, or however they break it up. I'm sure they won't do that, but still, you're going to have to pay for it. You're going to have to be paying more these coming months, I'm sure, to make up for whatever month or months they've relieved you from. So, along with that, you want to be able to buy food. You want to, I know a lot of people are giving away free food and whatnot, but you still want to be able to go to the grocery store and buy your own food if you can. You just want to be in a good spot. You don't want to be panicking. You're an adult. You need to be responsible, especially if you have, a wife, a husband, kids. You need to be responsible. And impulse buying every day, I'm sure you're kicking yourself now if you're that kind of person and you impulse buy and you don't have an emergency fund, because now it's going to hurt. And hopefully people learn from this. So let's get into it. For an emergency fund, me, along with many other people, I'm sure, recommend 4 to 6 months of your expenses. So, mortgage, taxes, utilities, groceries, gas, whatever. Does not include eating out at restaurants once a week, because that's your thing. In times of emergencies, you don't have there's no room for that. So ignore that. Don't put that into your fund. And obviously you're not going to fund it all in one shot. So try to save 5% of each paycheck, 10% of each paycheck, and just put it in a different bank account. Open up a totally separate account that ideally doesn't even have a debit card attached to it. And it will be much harder for you to access it for dumb reasons. And you're only going to access it when you really need it, which is what you want. So along with that, I put my money into Goldman Sachs Marcus, it's called. It's a high yield savings account. Currently they give 1.7% on your money, which is laughable compared to the stocks, but it's something. And along with that, there's no debit card attached to it. It's all online, so it's nice and easy for me to go to and from. if I do need to take it out in an emergency, I can, take it out, and in a few days it'll be in my bank account. But that takes effort. I can't just swipe a card if I'm impulse buying, and that's what you want. So another thing that's great for me about this high yield savings is that you also get money back. So we have, if you've got 10,000, 15,000 banked in there or more, whatever your expenses are, you're going to get interest on them, and it's just going to grow. A few $100 every year. Hopefully you don't have to use it for a few years, and you'll get $1,000 or more in there. Who knows? So it's much better than any kind of return you would ever get in a bank. So that's just a win-win in my opinion. There's no fees or anything like that. So do your comparisons, do your homework, make sure that there's no fees, make sure that the interest rates are always going to change based on what's happening, but as long as ideally no debit card, no minimums is good too, in case you really do have to deplete it and you still want to keep it. So those are some things that you want to look for. So again, why I'm stressing so much that this emergency fund is important is because right now, even though I'm working and still making money, and my fiance's working and she's still making money, what if they put us on 24-hour lockdown? She can't really work from home, so there goes her, her paycheck for who knows how long. And I'll still be working from home. I'll still be making money until, who knows, maybe something dumb would happen and I can't even do it. I'm not even making money. But we still have peace of mind because we have 5 months of expenses in our emergency fund already. And we did that quickly because we know how important it is. And I hope you know how important it is now too. Hopefully you're not in a bad scenario where you're like really sweating. But, if you are, best of luck and really learn from this. Another thing real quick I'll touch on is, even if my fiance is not working and I am, and I'm still getting my income, we still don't have to dip into our emergency fund because we made sure that all the expenses that we have to pay for that are necessary can be paid for by one person's paycheck. And that's something else that's important that you should think about as well, especially if you have a house, you're looking to buy a house, if you have a family. Very important to do that as well. So just a quick video here. I hope everyone is doing well during this time. I hope you all have emergency funds in place of some sort to help you out for at least a couple months if you need it. And yeah, just it offers so much peace of mind, because I'm certainly not panicking right now because I know that we'll be good regardless of what happens. So yeah, thank you guys so much. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I'll be happy to answer to you. And any other suggestions you have on, like, how many months do you think we should have in your emergency fund? Do you think it's more than I say, less than I say? If you have any suggestions on good high yield savings accounts, comment them below too, because I'd be interested to see them as well. If you liked this video, give me a thumbs up just so I know you liked it, and I appreciate the support, you guys. So I'll talk to you next week. Have a good one.